Well, hello everyone. Hey, it's me, Dr. Neita. I'm so glad to see you. I am here. I'm so glad that you're here this evening. Well, as you know, as I always say, I'm here, you're here, so we're here. So let's get this show started. I'm so glad to see you. Now, you know, those who follow every week, you know that last week I wasn't here because I was on vacation. I was in the beautiful state of North Carolina, chilling with my family. And I tell you, it was a wonderful, wonderful time. But guess what? I'm back and I'm ready and I have a show for you. I am so excited. Let me tell you, I have a superstar coming to the show tonight. Yes, and she is here. She is in the green room and she is ready. So I flew her in all the way from the north side of Jacksonville. And she is here. And let's bring her on. And now you know how we do. When we bring her on, you have to give her some love. Okay. So I am welcoming none other than Mrs. Pastor Dr. Zelma Dickerson. Come on in. Everybody give her some love. Give Pastor Dickerson some love. And my claps are not working. There they are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, how are you this evening, beautiful?
Good evening, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I am sipping on my cup of tea.
Oh, I have hot lemonade.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm so glad you're here. To everyone, let me tell you a little bit about this young lady. This is Zelma Dickerson. And let me tell you, when I first moved to Florida, the day my plane landed, I was taken to her house. The day the plane landed. And I have been connected to she and this family ever since. And that's been
Ever since
years now. Yeah, it's been over 20 years now. So I am just so thankful that you are here. Our topic tonight is a wonderful, wonderful topic, and it is that's not the right topic. I'm not sure why that one came up, but we'll fix that. But it is carrying your load with grace and elegance. And I chose this topic because I know that so many people are going through so much right now, so much. And in the midst of going through, they're still trying to pursue their goals and their dreams. And Pastor Dickerson, I wanted you to, just open up and share from your heart and, just give encouraging words to people who have kids in school, for students who are in school, for people who are working, have families, have children, who just took what is it? Oh my God, I can't even think of the name of the test right now, but they're trying to get into grad school right now. And the GRE, goodness, and they're waiting on their test results. We just want to talk, we want to share with them just some encouraging words. So I could go on and on about what I've seen in your life, but I want to hear from you. So first, before we just jump in, Pastor Dickerson, can you tell us just a little bit about who are you? Who are you?
So, listen, I am the first of 6 children. But my mom was a teen mother, so my grandmother basically raised me in the same house, but she raised me as she was my grandmama, but I called her mama because of the situation. And we have, let me just tell you about my family before I go back to that family. I have 4 children. I have, I think we were trying to calculate, I have 14 plus grands and so many great grands. And I'm a nurse. I am have several many capacities in the medical field. I've been director of nursing at a hospital. I set up a program at the VA hospital when it first opened. The clinic, actually, when it first opened Jacksonville. I taught a course at the junior college, always pursuing higher education. Because I was just hungry for more and more and more. It was like it's never enough. So, let me not forget this. My husband and I have been married for 50 years.
Wow. 50,
Mhm.
50.
50 years.
48, 49, 50.
50. There you go. You got it. See that?
50, 50. Everybody, I'll make sure. Wait a minute. I'm gonna put that on the banner. 50 years. Okay.
50 years. Yes, yes, yes.
Wow.
And we've had a great life. We really have. And so another part of my life is that we were very, very poor. So we didn't have much, but we were very resourceful. I want to tell you that. So we had the 50 years. We had the opportunity to learn a lot of different things in order to stay above water, to have food in our belly, to have water, to have warmth and all of that. So, I'm a community activist, of course, initiated a very large component of a lawsuit in Jacksonville because of the place we lived. We lived off, we got our furniture off that dump. And then later on, we found out that dump was our enemy because it was killing everybody around us. The toxicity of the dump. So I've been very active in church. I sing and I write, and I'm looking for the next phase of life. I'm just excited about what's next.
Oh, right. Well, that's awesome. What a great introduction. That's a lot right there. Well, thank you. Thank you. So my first question, I want to start on the career side.
Sure.
How long have you been in nursing? How long has that been?
I've been a nurse for 59 years.
Ha! Now, see, goodness, that deserves another banner. And well, okay,
it's really 49 years. I've been a nurse for 49 years. Okay. So that's close, right?
Yes.
So I've been nursing a long time, right out of college, right into my profession.
Wow. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So my question, even though it wasn't, something we talked about before, however, it is definitely applicable. If you've been a nurse for 50 years, there's been a lot of changes in the healthcare industry. What is the biggest or most significant change that you've seen in the way that nurses care for patients now as opposed to 50 years ago?
Actually, the care, the compassion that we were trained to provide, sometimes I think is lacking, or it is given in a different way. So listen, we had to do back rubs before our patients were turned into bed at night. We had to make sure that they were clean. We had to make sure that their covers and the sheets on the bed were just tight. There were no lumps or anything in the bed. So we provided the very best care. I'm not saying that nurses don't do that now, but I will tell you what, I was offended when I saw a nurse years behind me make a patient's bed, and I'm telling you, it was a little bit too much for me. But we do. My husband was in the military, so they made beds similar to the way we made beds as nurses, the tucking and everything and the cornering and all. And so as of today, we still make our bed like that together.
Oh, you make your bed together.
Yes, every morning we make our bed together.
Look at that.
I'm on one side and he's on the other side. Yes.
I think that deserves another banner.
Hello.
Still make bed together. So one of the keys to a happy, successful marriage should be making the bed together.
Make that bed together first thing in the morning.
Wow. So
yes.
What was your passion to go into nursing? What motivated you to go into the healthcare industry?
I did not pursue that per se. I would say it like that. Growing up as the oldest child in a family where there were multiple families in the house, I had no aspirations. I did not know what I wanted to be or who I wanted to be. I was just me. And one of my teachers in high school, it was time for graduation.
And what high school was that?
This was at William M. Raines High School. Yes. His name was Mr. El Matasi, who is deceased now. Mr. Tassi walked up to me one day and said, what are you going to do? Where are you going to college? I said, me? I'm not going to college.
Mm-hmm.
No one ever talked to me about college in my family. So I'm not going to college. But he said to me, no, what do you want to be? And I said, a nurse. He took that as the answer. And just a few days later, he took me to the nursing program that was at St. Vincent's Hospital at that time.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you want to be a nurse? I'm going to ask your mother, can I take you over there? We're going to do this application and we're going to get you in.
Oh.
So it was someone like that took interest in his students.
Wow.
And actually, he took me in his room and he said, do you know what your SAT scores and your PSAT? At that time, we were taking 2 tests. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, because it didn't matter to me. I didn't know that it was relevant to anything other than something you had to do.
Wow.
And so until you know, you just don't know.
Right.
And he said, look at your test results. They meant nothing to me. It was something we had to do. It wasn't going to lead me down any path. I was going to go back and be the same little poor girl I always was.
Okay.
But that's not how the story ends.
Yay. And thank goodness for that teacher.
Yes. And I applaud teachers that really, really see their students.
Yes.
That see who they are.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I love that. I love that. Thank you. So you started in the field, you started working, and I guess somewhere in there you got married, you had kids, you're in the working field, and you decided, hey, I want a master's degree. Mm-hmm. Now, what did that look like with already 4 kids?
I had 4 kids, mm-hmm. but I had 4 kids, but I knew there had to be more.
Okay.
Because as I practiced my craft, my profession, I found myself hungry for more. There has to be more. We were trained at FAMU to be leaders. Everything they taught us, when you lead, when you're in charge, when you're the head nurse, this is how you're going to perform. This is what you would do. You have to be ready for this. So I left college with a mindset that I will be a leader.
Okay. So we skipped something along the way because there was a spell at FAMU. So what happened? Wait, we skipped something. When did we go to FAM?
So I went to FAM immediately after graduating from high school.
Okay.
Didn't have the money, didn't know how it was going to work, but my uncles put together an old car that, and they, whatever they did, they took me to FAMU and dumped me. At $300. They were able to muster up $300, and they left me with $300. Wow. And so I was a lost child. I was a lost person. I was so afraid. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to mingle. I'd never seen so many people before. And, hey, how did I get here? But I am so thankful. I'm so grateful that someone thought enough of me. And my uncles, my mom's brothers said, we're going to make this happen.
Look at that. Look at God. Look at God. That is amazing. What an amazing story.
Yeah.
As you kept moving forward, you just always had this vision that you knew that there was something more for you.
Yes.
You always knew. That is awesome. That is awesome. So in addition to all of that, you still kept yourself and your family, your children, in the church. You raised your family in the church, and church wasn't some place that you just went. Church was your lifestyle. It was in the home. But going back and forth to church and leading ministries in church, because you were over the choir, were you not? Were you doing things in ministry? And my question, where I'm going with this, is how on earth did you balance it all?
Well, I think you learn as you go, and balance was not something I knew, but I knew everybody could not get the same thing. Everybody cannot get the same time. I love everybody, but we're going to figure this out. I made sure they had a place they could eat, they had a place to sleep, that they went to school, that they visited their grandparents, all those things. So they got nurtured from all over. So when I had to dismiss myself to study, to pray, to read my Bible, they were okay. I knew they would be okay. When I had to work double shifts, I had a great support system, As a matter of fact, my grandmother sent 16 children every single day from her house after eating we call it a smorgasbord breakfast. She made sure, she said, I'm going to take care of the children. You and your husband need to work.
Wow.
And so we had that support system for us. And without that, I don't know how far I would have gotten.
So it's that village.
It's the village. It is the village. Yes.
And Pastor, being that I wasn't from Jacksonville, I had to find my village in Jacksonville that is not my biological family, but y'all my family.
Yeah.
We're family,
Yes.
and nobody knows differently.
Right. That's exactly right. We are family.
That is so important that people realize that your village doesn't have to be blood. Your village can just be people who see your vision. People who have similar or like visions. It's kind of difficult to be around people who have no vision at all. Have the same vision. At least they're working towards something. So having people, your village doesn't have to be flesh and it does not have to be your blood relatives. Your village can just be other people on a mission trying to accomplish a goal, or someone who just sees something awesome in you and want to support you.
And it has to be someone that you can trust.
Yes.
Someone that that you can teach, and someone you can learn from as well.
Absolutely.
So it's not just babysitting. It's not just taking kids to school. There's so much more that kids need other than a ride to school and a babysitter.
Yes.
And so when you have that village, you are preparing a child to live a great life and not in seclusion.
Absolutely.
Not isolated.
And know how to find answers.
Absolutely.
The funniest thing, and I know my daughter probably be upset that I'll tell this, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Whenever it's time for us to move, to dorms and apartments and stuff like that, we always start bickering for some reason. I don't know. And it could be just that, we're getting ready to separate. So, I don't know. Well, we always start bickering. So this last time was no different. We started bickering and I got mad and I went to her godparents' house, Nick, your brother. So I went to their house, but I turned the phone off and I said, I took a step further, Pastor. I blocked her. So she could not reach me. So, but she had enough wherewithal and resources to know how to reach out to other people in the village to get the thing that she actually needed that I did not know she needed because I blocked her call.
Well, thank goodness for the village.
Yes, thank God for the village.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Having, people around who you trust and who, if for whatever reason your child cannot come to you at that moment, there are other people that
Absolutely.
will lead and guide them safely.
Absolutely.
So that is so vital. And that's for all parents, single parents, married parents, just all people. One of the worst things we can do is to cripple our kids and not let them develop relationships away from us. Always be there. We're not.
Yeah.
So I do have another question because in the midst of you doing all these fabulous things, because everybody, you may not know this, but in addition to all of this, then God called her to full-time ministry. And that wasn't the smoothest transition in your household.
No, it was not. It was not.
was
And the
not.
rest of the story is so there is sometimes there is a time where there would appear that people will go their different ways. Now we didn't divorce, we didn't separate, anything like that. But I absolutely knew that this is what God had called me to.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I walked away from my job as director of nursing.
I remember, but it hurts right now just hearing it.
Yes.
Yeah, I was part of it. Yeah.
But I knew
Yeah.
I was doing the right thing. It was very painful.
Mm-hmm.
It was very painful in many ways. It was very painful. I'll just say it like that, because there's so much that can be said, but I'm not here to downgrade anybody, because people believe what they believe.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so, and I just had to let that be.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a mandate. I had to do it. Everything became so meager. One person working, didn't know how food would come in the house. I remember once, Dr. Naida, that didn't have, I love cook for my family. So it was Thanksgiving, and I knew we wouldn't have the money for Thanksgiving. And so guess what I did? I went in my yard and had a quick garage sale just like that. I said, okay, now we're going to go shopping.
Yeah.
So, I could not just say, oh God, why did you let this happen to me? No. Keep busy. Do what you have to do. Think. And so, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law walked up when we were doing that, and they said, well, hey, we see you having a garage sale. I said, yeah, we got to have our Thanksgiving dinner. So this is what I'm going to do, buy me a turkey. And I did it.
And you did it. Yeah.
And I kept walking. But God rewards faithfulness. Just a little bit about ministry. Now, when I was 14 years old, my mother took me to our pastor at the time, because I would tell her of dreams and visions. And I tell her, I say, I think God is talking to me. I'd read my Bible and I pray all the time. And he recognized at that time, you have a ministry call in your life. When I was 17, I stood in front of the church, and my first I'm not going to call it sermon, but the first time I taught in front of the church, and from then on, was at the age of 17. In college, I had a very, 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 very active ministry in college.
Okay.
I was the president of the Pentecostal Student Council.
Okay.
Yes, I sang on stage with Shirley Caesar because I sang with the choir.
Yes.
So I maintained. I did not forget who I was because I was at Florida A&M University. Okay. So I continued in who I was. I did not, in any way that I can think of, fail God. I did not. I was obedient. I cried a lot. I was hungry a lot and all that kind of stuff. But I did what I felt was necessary to please God. And so that's what we have to do. We have to decide, I am with you or I am not. Okay. And then that time when we stray away, of course, we know how to get back to where we need to be.
That part. That part. So in the midst of all of this, because by the time you were a pastor, you were also a grandmother. And if I'm not mistaken, there may have been a great grand that came. I know they've been coming recently, but maybe during that time, you may have just become a great grandmother. But in the midst of all of that, how do you take care of you? Because you're taking care of your husband, you're taking care of your house, you're taking care of your career, your kids, the ministry, and so how do you care for you? How did you care for Zelma? What do you do for Zelma? So at that time, I did not consider myself as one that needed care. Because of my concept of giving and sharing and being available. And so all of my time belonged to everybody except me. And it was not until later in my career that I realized, if I keep doing this, there won't be any me. Right. So I had to learn how to basically re-engage family, re-engage, rethink
how I lived, who I served, how many people sat at my table, how many young ladies that I rescued from homes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, many young ladies were my assignment. I call them my assignment.
Yes, ma'am.
And I had to learn, if I keep doing this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna work. But it
Mm-hmm.
was long after I had expended so much energy and time and money and in sharing and caring that I learned that this is not what God called us to do.
Mm.
No,
Mm.
I can do all things through Christ that gives me the strength, but the strength has to be to do what He has called me to do.
Okay.
He didn't call me to be the savior of everybody. But I
Right.
didn't know that. You know,
Right.
all I knew was I need you. I can help you. We can save you. So a lot of kids grew up in our house because
Yeah.
we were just that kind of family.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I was sharing with someone, one of my former students on Facebook, because he had made a post today about he spends so much time in his career that he's not doing the things that he knows he needs to do.
Mm.
And I told him, I shared, you know, one of the things that you and I just spoke about the other night, and that was when you said that all things are not equal. So you
Mm-mm.
have to learn to prioritize. So I shared
Mhm.
with him that. But then I also shared with him a little blurb from a message that I preached recently, and that was render unto Caesar what is his.
Mhm.
That is not all of you. You know,
Exactly.
the Caesar does not deserve everything. He does
Mhm.
not deserve all your time. He doesn't deserve your husband. He doesn't deserve your wife, your kids, your health.
Absolutely.
He didn't.
Mhm.
He doesn't get all of that. We give
Mhm.
it to him, but that is not rendering unto Caesar. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
you have to draw a line. You have to draw a
Yeah.
line and put boundaries around
Mhm.
yourself, and make sure that you are pouring out and you're doing your job and you're creating great things in your workplace, but you should be doing great things on the side, you know,
Yeah.
building your own self up, building your own
Absolutely right.
things. So so I appreciate, you know, your candor and your honesty
Mhm.
about, you know, just how you just spun out and then you realize, look, if I keep doing this, I'm going to die. And it's so true,
Absolutely.
you know.
Mhm.
And I'm glad that you have kind of you know, you realize that, because in all of that, what you've been doing is doing more songwriting.
Yeah.
But one thing you did not mention is that when you said you are a songwriter and all that, you failed to mention the part that I'm an award-winning songwriter, right?
Yes.
That
Yes. Yes.
part,
Yes.
yeah, that
So
part.
I taught my children very young to sing, and songs that I wrote when they were little tiny kids. I taught them when they were older, and then they sang those songs, and those very songs over the years that we compiled into um, a beautiful CD at the time it was amazing because God just put wings on it.
Yes, he
And
did.
I'm a producer. I'm a songwriter.
Oh, now
Play any instruments,
that voice.
and I have a record label. We went to California, LA,
Yeah.
to receive an ASCAP award
Mhm.
at the Beverly Hilton Hotel
Yes.
on red carpet for the song that my son sang and wrote, Hallelujah.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Amen. And that
So
is so exciting. So
yeah,
you have a new project out,
I
and that
do.
song is called Because of You. And I wanted to play a piece of it, but it just doesn't sound right when, you know, going from my phone to the computer. But
Yeah.
I am going to post it so that people can, you know, just click it and go straight to it on YouTube.
Mhm.
But can you tell us about that? Because the song is absolutely beautiful. The first time I heard it, I guess the day it was released. No, I think I heard it the morning after it was released,
Mhm.
and I was done on the floor, boohoo, crying, reevaluating life. Had to go to North Carolina to get my head together, everything. And it was just, this song just blew me away because of you. What's the story behind that? And it is a song. Can you tell us about it? Because I could tell, but you
So
tell.
I'll just tell you very briefly. The song, all of that giving
Mm-hmm.
and allowing, things to just happen, all of that was poured into this song. And I got to the point, so, I've been hurt, and I can't tell all of it, but it has to do with me pastoring.
Wow.
Rejected, neglected.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I don't like to tell the story because it's a little gory to me, and there's no glory in that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that I was riding along one day in the car, and I said, and I just sang the first lines. I thought I'd never love again, and da 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 da. And so I was going like that, and so my son, my oldest son, Maurice, was scanning through my phone, and it was about 2 years later, and he stumbled upon that. He said, "Mom, what is this? What is this? What is this?" I said, "Oh, it's a song I started on. I didn't get a chance to finish it, but that song, oh my! Even when I hear it, I get tears.
It is
I get
amazing.
tears because it reaches right to the core
Right.
of where the heart is, and if there's brokenness, it reaches there. Is there separation? It goes there. If you've been hurt, it goes there.
Yes.
So, and it's not just about the relationship with the spouse. It is relationships, period. And sometimes, and that's me, I would tend to bury my pain because I'm busy doing everything else. So I ain't got time to deal with pain. So you just,
Right.
oh, well, I'll be okay. I'm good. I'll be okay. I'm good. But then I got to the point, well, okay, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done. And so that song came. I thought I'd never love again, because once you start letting down that barrier, you not only do people come in, it opens up that place that has been closed in you.
Yes.
And so that's because of you. Not only do people come in, things just begin to change. And so it makes me think of healing, restoration, renewal of vows, getting married, all of that. So, and the song is very appropriate for right now where we are in this COVID pandemic that we're in, because so many people have been separated by death, by distance, just by social distancing, fear. And so I think was the most appropriate time. I think God put wings on that song, and I see it blessing so many people.
So many people. Everyone that I have shared the song with have just been amazed. And it's, the words just minister to the core, like you said. And how did it come that, it became a song that you featured one of your sons as well? Did, you were just in the studio, or,
Well, I always, when it comes to music, I always talk to my sons, especially. And that day he said, "Okay, Mom, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna meet with Meacham Clark and let him hear this." As a matter of fact, he did the music on the song. And the day that he heard it, and the next morning he sent us the music. It just like that for him. He said, "No, and this is what I hear. I hear this and I hear that, and I hear this and I hear that." The next day we had the music.
Wow.
The third step was to go into the studio.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What an amazing story. But it is just an amazing ministry tool, and it is such a blessing. And I know that people, as they continue to hear it, they're going to share it. It's going to bless them. It's going to bless others. So as we start wrapping up, wanted to ask you, is retirement anytime soon?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, I will go on to say now that I did talk to my boss today and let her know that I will be retiring. My husband is retiring in January. So, yes, we're moving toward that because I have a book or two in me that needs to be out of me. I
Yes.
have more music. I have more ministry. My life
Yes.
is just beginning again. It started, I mean, I turned 71 2 weeks ago. And guess what? This is a new start. I feel a new beginning in my life.
And I know you're modeling now. I've seen your pictures.
Listen, honey, that's a dream of mine. That's always been a dream of mine to model. So, hey,
Doing it.
it's going to, and that's going to move forward as well. I just believe it.
Uh, and it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Well, I appreciate you being here today. I do want to just open up one more question, and that is, do you have any advice to young women, specifically young women who, whether they're single, whether they're married, whether they have kids, or wherever they find themselves, just young women in general? Do you have any advice or, special words of encouragement for them?
We're living in a very unusual time,
Mm-hmm.
and and we can see it all over everywhere. If you've never pursued your dream, now is the time.
Okay.
And don't let other people who are intimidated by your pursuit to push you back. Get those people that will pull you forward or get behind you and push you forward. That I think we have to make sure we're in the right company, the right people are around us, not people that are going to celebrate us, but those people that are going to help us grow and not going to let us fail and fall on our face without warning, without helping. Say, listen, I think if you just turn this way a little bit, you're gonna get on that road you want to be on. And so there used to be a time where we try to beat it out. Well, you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. No, sometimes it takes time to hear what that thing is you need to do.
Right.
And so, and allow young ladies, allow someone who's been there to speak into your life, whether you like it or not. Something you may not receive at all, but whatever you can receive, that's going to help you be a better, more stable, loving, sharing, giving person. Allow that person in.
Awesome. I love that. I'm posting that. It said, allow someone who has been there to speak into your life. I love it. I love it. Pastor Zelma Dickerson, Nurse Mrs. Dickerson. I love you. You know I do. I love you with my whole heart. And I appreciate you coming and being a part tonight.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. You dropped so many words of wisdom and encouragement, and we're going to share this, and I know that you have been a blessing to those who were able to watch now or those who will watch it later. So Pastor Zelma, thank you so much.
And let me say thank you to you. I am, I'm proud of you like you're my own child. Oh my God, I am every time I see you move forward and you're pursuing your dreams and you care about people and especially your students, and that's been your core to develop and to help someone move forward. And I love you for that. Thank you. I was so excited when you got that doctorate, that PhD. I said, oh my God, yes, she belongs to me.
That's right. That's right.
But thank you so much for all that you give to improve the lives of others.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I love you. Well, everybody, look, I want you to, continue to follow this page. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Please share this video. I'm going to break it up into smaller segments, but please share. But most importantly, I want you to go online, and do I have it up there? And I want you to go to YouTube and type in "Because of You."
And my name, because they're like a yes.
Yeah, because of you, and I'll edit that I'll make sure I put that on the
Zelma Dickerson.
And okay, my bracelet is falling off. Because of You by Zelma Dickerson. and like, subscribe, and then is it available on is it on Spotify? Is it on
I think it's on both. It's yes.
everywhere?
Amazon, iTunes. What is it?
Buy the record.
And it's 99 cents. Listen on Amazon.
Okay.
So listen, hey, if you really like it, hashtag what's his name? What's the playwright name?
Tyler Perry.
Hashtag Tyler Perry.
Oh, absolutely. Hashtag Tyler Perry.
Tell them the hashtag Tyler Perry. This song has so much potential.
Yes, it does.
It's really, it has so much potential. I'm gonna say that because it's
an amazing song. I'm telling you, you have to listen to it. This song speaks to the core of who you are, and it is just such a blessing. So thank you, Pastor. I love you.
Thank you. And listen, may I say one more thing?
Ma'am.
I want you to be on the lookout, and it's coming really soon, because series. I'm going to be years ago I wrote this poem, because I am woman, I choose to stay to be holy, I offer the fruit of my womb sacrificially to God, and on and on and on. But you're going to hear me really soon, once a week, doing my because.
Just because.
And it's going to be, it's called, I'm sorry, it's just because.
Just because. Okay,
just
so
because.
Podcast, what is it? What is it? Is it a podcast or?
Oh, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. It's just going to be alive.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be amazing.
Okay, I believe you, and I will be there. So just let me know, and I will share. I'll share with my friends as well.
Awesome.
All right, Pastor. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. I love you.